Hi, another film I recently watched to clear more space off my hard disk recorder was Await Further Instructions, a pressure cooker sci-fi horror from a few years ago with a an unusual cast who I largely didn't recognise but did feature David Bradley, who appears in the Harry Potter films and Doctor Who, and Abigail Cruttenden, who I know pretty much solely for her recurring role in Not Going Out. It's the story of a very tense family Christmas. The long estranged son is returning home to the suburban house for the first time with his Asian girlfriend with him. He arrives home, his mother greets him warmly, his father does not. His younger, somewhat arrogant and unpleasant sister is there, pregnant with her partner's child, and also the father's father, the main character's grandfather, is also there, a deeply unpleasant and bigoted old man. So naturally, bringing a non-white member of the community into this environment at Christmas is going to go down very well. And it's already set out to be the absolute Christmas from hell, with Daily Mail caricatures instead of real characters. And then, as the main character and his girlfriend decide that as Christmas morning dawn starts to break, they'll leave. They open the front door and find it blocked by a strange black cabling material. And it turns out that all the doors and all the windows to the house are also blocked. When they turn the television on to find out what's going on, there is no broadcast, instead, a simple message saying, await further instructions. And so the pressure begins to build in the house. The various characters start to lose tempers, turn on each other. More messages come up on television that they need to be vaccinated, that someone in the house is infected in some way, and they are increasingly turned on each other. Eventually, it turns out that there is something in control that is trying to turn them on each other so that they will gradually worship whatever is communicating to them through the television. And it seems to be an allegory of how the media turns people against each other. It exploits people's weaknesses, people's fears, and people's prejudices in order to divide and conquer. And it's an interesting notion. It's certainly one that has some real world basis, but it's quite clumsily done. It's an over elaborate idea for a story. Again, it would work shrunk down into a smaller scale. It could be 40, 45 minutes long and much tighter and more focused, and it would work so much better. By the end of the film, we see that this is far from the only house that's been targeted, where the camera pulls out, and we see that almost every house in the neighborhood has been enclosed in this black material. Some of them are on fire, but most simply have the television streaming light out through the windows. Um, there is some impressive acting work, certainly setting the entire film in a single house, apart from a few opening scenes, works well in terms of keeping everything contained and keeping the story focused. But there's too much fat on this. There's too much flab. It needs to be trimmed down from a feature film to something more anthology length. A great idea, a very sinister and engaging start, but it rapidly peters out.